I'm Tan Guest from Tan Guest Automotive. Thanks for coming back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be showing you the first car I ever restored, my dad's MGB Roadster. So my dad bought this car roughly 12 years ago. It was a different colour, chrome bumpers. On the surface it looked to be a good car. It wasn't until we decided that it needed to be made up to the next level that we stripped it down and realised that Father Time had got hold of it and a lot of rust was hidden away under chrome seal covers. So we ended up changing the seals, the castle sections, door skins, lower wing repairs, you name it, it was done. The basic British rust story. Just after Dad bought it, my daily car went wrong and I was still mid-apprenticeship. So Dad said that I could use the car for college, which I did, which probably didn't help the fact that the engine was tired, and I probably made it even more tired. So we put another engine in it as well. Just standard. I keep trying to talk him into supercharging it, but he's not having it at the moment. He will. Dad decided that he didn't want to go back to the original colour, so it was up to me basically to try and find something that would better suit his needs. We eventually came up with this purple. It hasn't got a name, it's got a number, it's a secret. So he decided that he didn't want the bumpers back on it either, which left a bit of imagination for the both of us. We later found out that Frontline did a kit for the front. It's this valance you can see here. Then he decided he wanted it in smooth as well. They originally go in recessed, so we come up with a way of bringing it flush, which some people like, some people don't. We both really like it. We've also done the same on the back. So this is the Frontline front panel. It was new out at the time. I hadn't seen one on another car then. They're obviously around now, but the problem is we've taken the old rear panel off as it sits about 20mm behind the front wing. We didn't want that, it looked too messy, so we spaced it and flushed it. It looks much better. We both decided that the chrome trim down the side of an original MGB was just not going to cut it with the look that we were going for, so we welded up the holes. I think it gives it a much cleaner, more modern look without being too garish. At the top of this wing there should be a seam along there. That was welded up so we could do the chromeless finish. Working our way down, just had new seals fitted, outers, diaphragm panels, castle sections. So back when I was restoring the car, it's before I had the business. So I was working full time. I'd come back, I was still living at home then. Mum cooked me dinner, I'd go in the garage, spend till 9, 10 o'clock at night working on it. I guess it took about 18 months. We worked it out once, there's probably about 800 hours in it, so a considerable number of evenings. But I think it's worth it. I've not seen another one that's as straight as this one. Whether everyone likes it or not, you can't take the fact that away that it is a good straight car. The interior has been modified as well. It's got new seats, new carpets. The dashboard's had the crinkle coat removed and I painted it in a matte grey colour. We think it suits it perfectly. So I did this car in 2008, 2009. We can't really remember now, but it's around that date. That's when the paintwork is done. As you can see from some of the close-ups we'll do later in the video, that it's really held up to the test of time. One of the things I spent a lot of time on was door gaps. So many I've seen of these, the door gaps are really bad. Doors stick out, panels don't fit. I spent hours and hours getting this correct. It's hard to show on the video, but there's nothing sticking out where it shouldn't. This is what is achievable with the right amount of time. Small modification here is just putting the earlier rear lights on. They're just a bit rounder and they go better with the overall look we were trying to achieve with this car. Here's the flushed in rear panel. Obviously the bumper's been removed. You're left with a recess behind the bumper. This panel that we bought fills that gap in nicely. It makes a much better end of these cars. Another small modification was an all clear lens, just the orange bulb. Again, gives a cleaner look. Change the grille, one with a honeycomb. Again, it's just trying to change it very, very slightly without changing it drastically. So the theme we went for on the inside was grey. Grey seats, grey carpets. Dashboard was grey, matte grey. We think it ties it on really well. So the car's been in storage since the summer last year, 2019. It's not had a clean, literally pulled the covers off it and wiped the dust off. It just shows you how long the paint has lasted. This is painted in 08, 09. Flatted and polished like every paint job should be. And it just stands the test of time. Thanks for watching the video. We put new content up every Monday, so if you like what you see, please subscribe by hitting the button below.